Welcome everyone to episode 143 of EDH Commander Challenge. This is Brett from Kitchen Table Commander. We've seen some crazy plays and some close games, but now it's time for our first semi-final match for the coveted title of Undisputed Champion. I'm sure our competitors are eager to do battle, so let's take a look at the opening hands and get into what I'm sure will be a tense matchup. In this corner with an opening hand of Forest, Tropical Island, Lotus Petal, Mystic Remora, Manipulate Fate, Noble Hierarch, and Plunge into Darkness, with the first Sliver as his commander, we have Gregory. And in this corner with an opening hand of Mountain, Temple of Malice, Verdant Catacombs, Desperate Ritual, Mortify, Commander Sphere, and Drakuseth Maw of Flames, with Kaalia of the Vast as his commander, we have Francis. I won't keep them waiting any longer, so fight.
For their first turns, Francis plays Temple of Malice, scrying the card to the bottom, while Greg plays Tropical Island and casts Mystic Remora, #ValueFish. Francis plays a mountain and shows no fear of the value fish and casts Desperate Ritual into Commander Sphere, which allows Greg to draw 2 cards before Francis passes. During his upkeep, Greg pays 1 to keep his value fish in play. Then he plays a forest and casts Noble Hierarch, followed by an Invention Foil Lotus Petal, before passing. Francis plays a Plains and anxiously casts his General Kaalia, and passes. During his upkeep, Greg says goodbye to his value fish. Then in his main phase, casts Manipulate Fate. With its effect, he exiles Eternal Scourge, Foresight, and Squee the Immortal. Then he gets to draw a card after shuffling, before passing. Francis plays and sacks a Verdant Catacombs, paying 1 life, to grab an untapped Godless Shrine from his deck into play, paying 2 more life, and casts Lyra Dawnbringer. But before Francis can move into combat for his turn, Greg sacks his Petal for a black to help cast Assassin's Trophy on Kaalia. As a result, she dies, and Francis gains a free basic from his deck into play before passing the turn. For Greg's turn, he plays Command Tower and casts Llanowar Elves, followed by Finhorn Elves, before passing. For Francis's turn, he recasts Kaalia. Then he moves into combat and attacks with Lyra. Greg can't block it and takes 5, while Francis gains 5 before passing. During the end step, Greg casts Tainted Pact, which basically allows Greg to exile cards from his deck until he reaches a card he wants, or he gets 2 basic lands back to back, which is tough to do in a 5-color deck. Greg admits he's going to exile cards until he finds Food Chain. Francis hopes it's the last card in his deck, and indeed, while Greg does lose half the cards in his deck, 41 cards in, he has found the Food Chain. For Greg's turn, he wastes no time in casting his beloved Food Chain. Next, he taps a land and sacks his Hierarch to his Food Chain to cast his Eternal Scourge from exile, which now grants him his Food Chain Eternal Scourge Infinite Mana combo, which he can use to cast and sack the first Sliver infinitely until he gets to cast Goblin Bombardment, which he can then sack and recast the Sliver to an infinite number of times and torpedo Francis' life total into oblivion, taking him straight to the finals.
You win.
Now, what can be said about this match? For Francis, you could say two things. First, you can't blame him for trying to have Kaalia ready by turn 3. She is still the strongest Mardu commander in the game, because if she manages to get off even one attack, she can give you at times an overwhelming advantage. So Francis felt he had no choice but to play what he needed, even if it meant giving Greg card advantage. And the last thing is, in hindsight, perhaps Francis shouldn't have been so hasty to recast her after she had died to the Assassin's Trophy. Yes, he couldn't have predicted what Greg would have done with that tainted pack at the end, but he was holding a secret weapon to destroy the food chain, which was Mortify. Perhaps if he had kept his mana open and just kept attacking with Lyra, the end may have been different. Also, for anyone saying Greg's strategy isn't fair, remember the Tainted Pact is basically a better version of Demonic Consultation that we've seen him play before. And take note that if he had reached Goblin Bombardment before the food chain, he may not have been able to win at all, because he needs both of those cards for his main win condition. You agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoy our content, consider becoming a patron. Give you access to some sweet bonuses while helping out the channel at the same time. Thank you for all your support, guys. Keep subscribing. We are now less than 400 subs away from our big goal of 2,000 family members. Also, a huge thank you and shout out to Brett from Kitchen Table Commander, one of the most inspirational MTG streamers and YouTubers I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. There'll be a link to his channel and his Twitch in the description below. Please go check him out. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're a fan of EDH gameplay and you like whether it be 1v1 or multiplayer and you want to be part of the ever-growing Commander Challenge family, just make sure you smash the subscribe button and notification bell down below. We do weekly videos. Don't forget as well to like, comment, share our videos, but most importantly, enjoy them. On behalf of all of our members here, I'm your host, BT. Feel free to check out all of the videos in the channel, join our game. It's now your turn. Cheers!